What's up YouTube, my name is Masha Tarts, and this is my video and thoughts on Call of Duty and Battlefield. Funny thing is I've been a very big Battlefield fan for the last, gosh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. Really ever since Bad Company 2 is really where I made the transition from Call of Duty to Battlefield, because I've always been a console player, so the idea of Battlefield was really new to me. And I mean, I started on Bad Company 1, I borrowed it from a friend, played quite a bit of it, and then gave it back. Excuse me. And then Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, and that was a lot of fun. I had some fun actually playing with the team and rushing an objective, and the graphics were amazing, and best part was I got to blow shit up, and legitimately blow shit up. While in Call of Duty, I mean, the coolest thing you could do was get a nuke, and you had to work your ass off to get that nuke, and hopefully no one spawned behind you, or in some bullshit manner you died. So it was a bit frustrating. So that's really where I made my transition. But before I continue, let me start by saying that these are very different games and very different titles, and they should be treated as such because of the fact that they have very different playstyles and very different movement. I mean, really the only thing they do have in common is point and shoot. I mean, you have bullet time in Battlefield and you don't in COD. That's a major difference when you actually have to lead your shot by quite a bit in Battlefield, especially anything out of 100 meters, even with the sniper rifle. You have to lead that shot quite a bit. While in Call of Duty, most of the maps are from end to end are not more than 100 meters. So even if they did have bullet time and or bullet drop, it wouldn't be that big of an issue. And then moving into playstyle, I mean, Call of Duty's always been, you know, bounce around the map, run and gun, especially with their primary game type being TDM, or at least in my opinion, it's probably TDM, and then you have search and destroy for your kind of competitive style, which I love search, don't get me wrong, I love search. My first night, actually more like morning, because I got it Sunday night and played till 5:30 in the morning with a friend. And after he got off, I played a couple search a search and destroy games, and I enjoyed myself. It was very fun, and it brought back a lot of fond memories of Call of Duty and search and destroy, when you have to be really tactical with your team and see who's pushing where, especially if you're not able to communicate. It was definitely a different feeling. I mean, Battlefield 4 tried this with a game type called Defuse. If any of you Call of Duty players are unfamiliar with this, it's essentially search and destroy. There are no respawns. You have a bomb site. One team plants the bomb, another team defends the bomb. It was essentially search and destroy. They just called it something else for legal purposes, I assume. But it just didn't have the same feeling to it. It wasn't as fast paced. I mean, most of the time when I was in a defuse match, it lasted quite a long time, and everybody definitely uses suppressor as they do in search. So I don't know, it lasted much longer than most Call of Duty search and destroy matches, where you generally know where your enemy is, or I mean, I think they're like 2 minutes tops, while defuse I think was 5 minutes. And you played on a much larger scale with Battlefield as well, so it's another difference. And then getting into kill streaks versus vehicles. Most of the time I would take a tank or a heli any day over a kill streak. However, kill streaks are fun because you're almost guaranteed to get one kill. You don't have to worry about some douchebag across the map with an RPG or an attack heli, I mean, depending on whatever the weakness of your vehicle is, to take you out, either right out of spawn or, you know, after you've gotten 1 or 2 kills. There was always that big chance you were gonna die, while with kill streaks, you can go hide in a corner of the map, pop your kill streak, especially if it's a killing kill streak. I know that sounds a bit redundant, but couldn't come up with anything else. Anyways, it's it's a bit different. I mean, and you also have to depend on your teammates to defend your vehicle or watch your back in general, because you have two classes that can hold C4 now, and it's very stressful times when you get into a very infantry heavy area, much like I'd say Flood Zone is probably one of the big ones, because there's only one place in that map where you can see your enemies coming from a long way off, and that's the highway. And if any Battlefield players are watching this, then you understand what I'm talking about. And that's really the only area vehicles can efficiently camp. And something else that I think not many people touch on that should be talked about is where these games started and where they got their popularity, and that's definitely console versus PC. I know this sounds very cliche and overdone, but Battlefield started on PC. It slowly made its way to console and favored console players here and there, but I mean, PC still dictates what happens to this game and is how the game progresses, while Call of Duty, it's really always been about the console players. Call of Duty really made its name with Modern Warfare on PlayStation 3. I mean, that was a revolutionary first-person shooter, especially for consoles. And so there's that aspect as well. I mean, who do the developers favor? And the difference is console and PC. And something else I'd really like to delve into, and this kind of goes into my likes and dislikes of the game, is what the goal of each match is all about. I mean, most Call of Duty matches really revolve around who gets the most kills, or I mean, who took out most of the enemy team the most times. While Battlefield, yes, that'll put you a little higher on the leaderboard. I've been top of the leaderboard and gone negative in my KD because I was constantly helping my team out, whether it was being a repair whore or it was just throwing an ammo bag into a large group of enemies on locker. There's a lot of team beneficial points and components in Battlefield that there isn't in Call of Duty. And I like both aspects, because there are times when I just want to be a lone wolf and I want to go kick ass on my own. And so I get into a Call of Duty mood when I want to fight with the team and push on an objective and feel like I'm actually in a battlefield. I coincidentally go play Battlefield. And so there's those differences. I love each aspect of both games, and the only reason I stopped playing Call of Duty a long time ago was because they were starting to cough up the same game every year, and it was kind of bullshit to, you know, spend $60 to play in the same engine with pretty much the same guns. It was, I mean, the only reason I bought Black Ops was because of zombies. I mean, who are we kidding? Most people only bought Black Ops because of zombies. And so now we get into Advanced Warfare, where they have new player movement, they have new kill streak types, and which are awesome, by the way, and a couple new guns, and it's really cool, and it's very nice for a change in pace of Call of Duty, and I love to be back. I picked this game up, I started playing, and I was amped. I mean, you know, you start the campaign as kind of a tutorial, and you get into it, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, looks like I'm out of time. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.